Welcome to Math with Mr. J. In this video, we're going to be discussing area and specifically how to find or calculate area of rectangles. And the area is the measure of space inside of a shape. And that's up top for you to reference there. And in blue up top, we have area equals length times width. That's the formula we're going to use to calculate area. So as you can see, there are 4 problems on your screen that we're going to go through in order to learn more about finding area of rectangles. So let's jump right in to number 1. So for number 1, we have a 4 by 5 inch rectangle. So the first thing we need to do in our calculating area problem here, we write out our formula. So area equals length times width. Next, we need to plug in our length and width. I'm going to use the 4 inches for the length and the 5 inches for the width. Now, if you flip those and you use 5 for the length and 4 for the width, that's fine. You'll get the same answer either way. So after we plug in, we solve in order to calculate the area. So 4 times 5 gives us 20. Now look back at the original problem to see which unit of measure we used, and it was inches. So we have 20 inches, and we put a little 2 up here for area, and that tells us that the rectangle has an area of 20 square inches. And I did something so we can kind of visualize what those 20 square inches look like that cover or fill that rectangle. So we have 4 inches going across, so I put 4 squares going across. And we have 5 inches going down, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now where all those lines intersect and create those squares, we have a 4 by 5 rectangle, and there are 20 squares that fill or cover that rectangle. Now, it's much easier and quicker to just do 4 times 5 and follow our formula than fill a rectangle with all those squares. But this kind of shows us what those 20 square inches look like that fill that rectangle. Let's take a look at number 2. So we write out our formula first. Area equals length times width. Next, we plug in. Now, this is a little different than number 1 because we have all sides the measurements listed. Do not just multiply everything for an area problem. You have to pick out the correct length and width. If you just multiply everything, you're not going to get the correct answer. I'm going to use 15 feet for the length times 4 feet for the width. 15 times 4 equals 60 square feet. And that's going to be our answer for the area to number 2. So let's take a look at number 3. Write out our formula first. Area equals length times width. Plug in. I'm going to use 25 for the length times 10 for the width. Solve to find our area. 25 times 10 equals 250, and that is square centimeters. So area equals 250 square centimeters. So for number 4, we have a word problem where we're going to need to calculate area. So a rectangular living room has a width of 10 yards and a length of 8 yards. What is the area of the living room? So first step, we need to write out the formula. Area equals length times width. Then we need to plug in length of 8 yards times width of 10, and then solve. So 8 times 10, the area equals 80, and then this is square yards. So area equals 80 square yards. Again, area equals length times width, and it's the measure of space inside a shape. Now this video, we did specifically rectangles. Now, hopefully this helped. It's your turn to try some on your own over at the Mastery Check. I dropped that link down in the description. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, peace.